Alright, it's your boy T Duck, aka Quack Roof for the Lazy Drink Cut True. How everybody this good afternoon. Too blessed to be stressed. You know, we ain't here. So today's topic is stressed out. Stressed out. The number one, I would say the number one tactic used by the oppressor to keep us from reaching our full potential. Stress. We see it day in and day out. We see these brothers breaking down on the internet, breaking down in real life, breaking down. We see these sisters breaking down, act like they can't function because they can't handle the stress that come with life. You know, who told you it was gonna be all peaches and cream? Who told you that lie? Who fed you that slice of bologna? Yeah, it comes with hard work and perseverance. You know, it only makes us want to, appreciate those who strove through and have to deal with all the BS to get to, some feats that were at one time thought unachievable by black people. We got to salute them, whether we call them sellouts or whatever the case may be. They had something that, a lot of us don't possess. And that's that perseverance, that upward, movement. Because we think it's stressful what we got to go through. They went through a whole lot worse. It was a lot more difficult for them to achieve the things they achieved because you couldn't be covertly racist. They was open with it back then. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really care. But I mean, not to get away from it. I'm talking about the stress though. It's good stress, it's bad stress, but a lot of these brothers can't handle stress. A lot of these brothers, you know what I'm saying, can't function after, some type of catastrophe happening within their life. It's like they lose sight of who they are and what they designed here to do. You know what I'm saying? We act like we believe in the most high, but then we staring at the bottom of a bottle in our sorrow. Like that don't add up. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do God's work, you're gonna do God's work, regardless of what the devil put in front of you or what obstacles you have to overcome. You still stay loyal to your task at hand, and you get paid your wages once you produce what you sow. And I don't see brothers sewing anything worth because the stress is getting to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses for these brothers, but these brothers is breaking down. You see it day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you like this: I'd rather them be on YouTube than in the public running amok. I'd rather them be centralized. You know what I'm saying? Focused on one thing rather than harming people in real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool that they on YouTube do what they do. Let them do that. You know what I'm saying? And then they attack one another. It's like y'all understand y'all both good goofballs. Y'all understand y'all can't handle the pressures of life. You know what I'm saying? You let the loss of a house get you down. You know what I'm saying? You 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 allowing, the alcohol to do the job that we say the most high is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Jesus take the wheel, whatever the case. But we can't allow this stress to not prevent us from being men and staying true to the structure and our purpose and our goals that we set forth. Because just because you going through it don't mean it's meant for you to give up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's meant for you to, put your attention elsewhere. Not in the self-loathing aspect of your sorrow, but maybe into somebody else that you've been ignoring. You know what I'm saying? Like a child or something, or maybe a nephew or just anybody, maybe a brother of yours, maybe a sister of yours, maybe a good friend of yours. You know what I'm saying? We too often let this stress, you know, overwhelm us because we trying to take it all on our own, not knowing we can spread that shit out to where it don't even. It's just like if you had to pick up a 1,000 pound weight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can't do it on your own, but if you get 100 of us, you know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but 10 pounds per person. So we could do that. We could do that. That stress becomes nothing. But we don't we not forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? We allowing our depression to overwhelm us to the point to where we can't even function as adults. We resort to acting like children, and that ain't the way to go. That ain't the way to go because our children need us to be men. Our women need us to be men. Our brothers need us to be men. You know what I'm saying? It's not predicated on someone's sexuality or what they do in the bedroom. I see a lot of confusion. I see a lot of bringing up of sexuality like that plays some type of importance or role in the function of day to day men. Like a man ain't concerned with you doing in your bedroom with whoever you in your bedroom with. That's one of first and foremost. And it, a man ain't gonna sit there and put a lifestyle on somebody if he ain't witnessed no type of actions to consider. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't seen something happen between that man and some another man, you shouldn't even be putting that type of lifestyle on somebody. But I get it. People are uncomfortable in their own skin. They can't be who they want to be, so they got to be what they feel is safe. You know what I'm saying? They up under a certain reality that really doesn't represent them, but it represents what manhood is. And I think as Israelites, we got to vet. We got to vet because it's too many soft individuals or broken men that are trying to claim they're Israelites for protection. You know what I'm saying? To appear that they something that they not. But in their speech and in their rhetoric, and you see how they function, you know, they not focused on the Most High. They're not focused on, you know, the responsibilities of manhood and what comes with that. No, they chasing tail. They getting high. They getting drunk. They trying to figure out who in the closet and who not. But it's kids that's dependent on us to be big. Like I said, there are women dependent on us to be big. There are there's a world. Our enemies depend on us to be big. To be honest, because they don't want to fight Rudy Poos. They want to fight soldiers. But it's just like we just don't get it. We let the little things in life break us. And that's my message. We gotta stop letting the little things in life break us. And we gotta afford ourselves or afford our creator to do his job. You know what I'm saying? We have to push through whatever turmoil we have within our life, and we have to keep doing what men do: provide and secure, provide and secure, teach, be wise. You know what I'm saying? All that fruitful shit and all that horny boy talk, that ain't manly. Anybody know when you reach the age of 40, man, all that shit go out the window. You know what I'm saying? If you lucky enough to have grandchildren, it's about granddaddy time and all that, or preparing for that, or ensuring your kids always gonna need something. There ain't gonna never be a time where your kids is just gonna not need something from you. You know what I'm saying? So do that. Like that's what I'm saying. When people give up, you giving all this to a bride, you cashing after all these brides and stuff, and yet your kids don't get nothing because what? It ain't like you been there their life, they whole life. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you did what you were supposed to do when you had the time to do so because you. Uh, it's just the irresponsibility that gets under my skin, man. It's just like leave these women alone. If you gonna be a hindrance from them getting the bag or them, getting that enlightenment and interrupting their relationship with the Most High to deal with your little, sexual desires and gratification, like that ain't the way, babe. Like we hurting ourselves so much with these attitudes. And shout out to big old Terry Smoot Jr., Pete Toes and Fringes, man. You know how we going. It's just like we just see I just see the cheeks in the armor, and I just like you shouldn't be 40 years old trying to have a rap career. Like that's over for you. Like The little brothers can't have nothing for themselves nowadays. It's like people is it like don't nobody want to retire. You know what? Don't nobody want to grow to that next level and do that grow best stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to put on their big boy pants. Everybody wants the stress to consume them, but it's like if you got to counter stress with good stress. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be exercise, eating healthy, you know what I'm saying, working with people, contributing, you know, being a philanthropist, whatever it takes, like that's gonna benefit the next generation. That's how we gotta be. Like it's rules to this. You know what I'm saying? It's education, or you know you over there. But what are you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? You know, benefit to yourself or to your nation. And it's just like it makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, and it's just like nobody is big and bad. Like I see through all y'all. Like I see your true color shining through for real, for real. Because what if for first and foremost, if you in California, the Bay Area especially, you're not gonna be a neutron in a regular general populated, uh what can I say, a dorm or a cell. It just don't work like that. Cause all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? All hands on deck because it's highly racial. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no more, well, that nigga from Sunnydale, I'm from Hunters Point, let's have at it. Like, nah, none of that. Y'all, whatever differences y'all had on the streets, y'all leave them on the streets. Like, it's all hands on deck though. Like, I can't stress that enough. No matter where you go, anybody that really been in a situation like that, no, all hands on deck. It ain't no neutrons. I've been on my bunk the whole time. Like, it don't rock like that. Like, if you want to build your bunk, read books, and you want to be a neutron, take your ass to PC. Because right now, we need all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? And then all that talk about slanging people, kids, and all that, like, nigga, you gonna get key sued up. Why? Because motherfuckers in there stressing. They may not ever see their kids again. They may be fighting to see their kids again. They may have lost their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because of their lifestyle or whatever the case. And now their kids is a part of the system. And they've been fighting their whole lives, even though they was doing rogue and crime. They was doing that to have a better life for their child. And now they're not gonna be able to see their child again, or they're gonna have to wait 10 years before they can see their child again. They might have to wait 3 years to see their child again. Or if they not around, they kid might get sent to a molester or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about, oh, you don't have a problem slinging kids around and killing kids. Man, you ain't gonna survive in no motherfucking correctional facility like that out here. Like, that's what I'm saying. The games have got to stop. People got to be real. Like, the thing is, don't let the stress consume you to where you just don't give a fuck and you stop caring. You just making all types of wrong decisions and you behaving like you have no sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't no woman want to be harassed day in and day out on some, do me baby type shit. They looking for a man that's thinking about retirement and investing and, you know what I'm saying, doing something more than just, talking about he Brian Pumper and all that. Like, the game is so cold. It's just like we gotta let the suckers be how they are. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no changing them. They just gonna be that. And they gonna never be to where they gonna realize the error in their ways. We just gotta wait for them to die out. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta make sure the next generation ain't filled with them. You know what I'm saying? We gotta cut that at the root because with that they got a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? They're still tied with the youth, so we gotta get them right. But like, well, don't even concentrate because the stress is already life. The stress of life has already proven that. You know what I'm saying? They can't function properly. They malfunction and shit off the little stresses of life. Just imagine like when they have to really step up or when it's really a crisis or an issue. Like them ain't the people you depend on. The motherfuckers that's always talking about what they gonna do. I'd rather somebody show me what they gonna do than tell me what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I could believe what I see more so than what they gonna say. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it be, man. But I just want people to understand how powerful stress is, especially negative stress. It's basically crippling brothers and having brothers, basically act like children and losing their minds and doing everything to be irresponsible rather than be responsible. And I just think like we have to take note of that. You know what I'm saying? They got like stress got brothers and sisters making goofy arguments like, oh, brothers is killing sisters, every 5 hours, every 6 hours. Like it's a problem with men on women. Motherfucker. I didn't mean to cuss, excuse me. But it's just like Dumbo. Cigarettes kill cigarettes is the number one killer. Your white divestors, the ones you want to divest to, own the cigarette companies. They take you and me out faster than your little 5 hours a day. But you ain't concerned about that. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people get it's just like people get a subscription to a newspaper, and they just think like newspaper are credible sources. It was a time, it was a place in time. It was called Yellow Something, where the newspapers would fabricate stories just to get people to buy papers. You know what I'm saying? So you're reliant. It's not firsthand sourcing. So you can't always assume that the New York Times is gonna have the actual factual concrete. That you're relying on somebody to go out there and collect information properly. It's not first-hand sourcing. You know what I'm saying? The second hand. It is just like that's what it be. Hey, Killer B, what's up with it, Brody? Yeah, man. That's just that's just the era we in. That's the time we in. Like, there's no real structure. Morality is, an afterthought to, panhandling and things of that nature. May not be like what type of man comes online and beg. You a nonprofit organization and you begging people for $2,800 to get you a car for your nonprofit organization. Like you can't get a loan or something. Why is y'all always taking from people? Like, what did people do to you to where you feel as though you should manipulate people to be your cash cow? Like, that's the type of stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, what type of woman sit there and deal with someone like that? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the whole take advantage of your people type thing. Like, that's never been my cup of tea. Like the stress. Like, what allows you not to be a man? What allows you not to like go hustle? I mean, you may be disabled, you may be getting a disability check. Fine. Like, say that motherfucker up. Start cutting costs. Like, find ways to cut costs so that you can make your thing a reality. You know what I'm saying? Get a loan so you can make it a reality. Don't put that burden on people just because they, you know what I'm saying, you able to do so. Like, you gotta be responsible, even when sometimes when people don't want to be responsible themselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop taking advantage of each other. And it's just like, that's part of the game that's happening. It's just like suckish to me because I was always a go getter. Like, if I, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it. Like, but I ain't going to compromise. I ain't going to compromise myself to where I'm looking weak. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm going to do it to, the way, like, yeah, you felt that. Like, yeah, like, I'm gonna get like if I gotta get grimy, I'm gonna get grimy, but I ain't gonna never appear weak. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that type of image. You know what I'm saying? I want brothers to always look strong. But all that wolfing and talking about how Billy badass and all these bodies and all that don't amount to nothing, man. Because anybody behind the barrel is a killer. If you think about it, like I ain't caring about none of that. You cross me like in the military, we used to tell them like friendly fire. It's like you shoot my way, you the enemy. We may have on the same BDUs, but if you shoot my way, you just made yourself an enemy. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to hate those little nighttime missions. We used to have these them night goggles and shit. But yeah. But yeah, we really have to deal with stress better. I don't think I don't think we should focus on anything other than how we cope with stress at this time. and how we can implement more good stress in our life. I think that is powerful. I think if we can implement more good stress, hey, shout out to Peter, man. I know that ain't Peter, but yeah, whoever that is behind Peter Moore enemy, yeah. But whatever the case may be, man, it's just like we gotta find how to substitute this bad stress, and we gotta figure out like how to prevent these brothers from breaking, becoming useless. Like they no good, they junk. Like what do we do? What do you typically do with junk? You put it in the junkyard. But we be sitting here trying to you know what I'm saying? Try to refurbish something that's not even going to refurbish something that's not even going to produce any fruit because they all selfish. They think at 40 years old you should be chasing tail, you should be talking shit to other grown ass men when you don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Make that make sense. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I don't know. I was raised with a different mentality, and then like people like to get on the Freemasonry and stuff. Like man, if you want to know what Freemasonry is, it's about education. It is about continuing the torch of education. It's about helping youngsters who would normally wouldn't have the opportunity. Excuse me, helping intelligent youngsters who normally wouldn't have the opportunity to go to college to experience that life through scholarships and mentorship. That's what it's about, man. That's what that's what masonry's about. It's not about all that other stuff y'all make it out to be. It's not about none of the conspiracy theories. It's about ensuring that we keep people educated. You know what I'm saying? We ensure that our people that have a fascination with education are able to pursue that. That's what masonry is about. It's that easy and that simple. I mean, he would fit the bill, Peter. He ain't the only one though. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's so many of them. You can tell these dudes are broken. You can tell they broken on how they carry themselves, what they choose to talk about, what they choose to argue about. How they view life, their opinions. How they're opinionated, or uh, inquintessential materials and reason. All that is a testament of how much they lack any real manhood. Like these are grown ass children, or they're very feminine. It's one or the other, one or the other, and it has become that because they can't handle the stress that's put on them. Life, and it's even more stressful for brothers and sisters being in the society we in, being in the hegemony that controls uh the culture. So I mean, but if you're able to read, if you're able to write, if you're able to deal with philosophy, if you're able to communicate effectively, if you're able to be selfless, courageous, these little minute things may seem small, but they impact so much, and they will take you so far within this society you wouldn't believe. You think it's money that's gonna get you where you need to go. No, money is for survival within the paradigm we live in. Money is our lifelong bloodline. But if we get to these, like we gonna say, there's levels to this shit. You could you could you could surpass the necessity for money. You know what I'm saying? But that take a whole lot of networking. It take a whole lot of being upright, being square. It take a whole lot of work, which these brothers aren't designed to do because they broke it. They want to run to these things. They want to be cuddled. You know, So they run to these things like religion and everything else, not knowing that religion is only supposed to be used to give you an aspect of faith. Religion is for faith. But for survival, you have to put in work. It's that simple. If you're not ready to work, you're ready to die. You have to be a go-getter. And we're social beings. So not only are you willing to work, you're going to have to work with other people. So you're going to have to respect their liberties, their space, their ideas, their thoughts. Like, get with the program. Get with the good stress. Stop letting the bad stress break y'all to where y'all can't even function properly. And no one can work with you. Now you just entertainment and a fool. But they're going to make you the stereotype. They're going to take you and say, this is how we are. So don't be that one. Don't be the example people use to destroy all that what our people built. Like, don't allow stress to get you to where you can't function properly as a black man and as an adult and as a member of society. Children are off limits. Women are deserved respect, regardless of whether if they're disrespectful or not. They deserve the respect just like you want somebody to respect your mother. And you want somebody to respect your daughter. That's someone's mother, that's someone's daughter, if she's a woman. She didn't get here on her own. And brothers deserve respect. That's someone's father, that's someone's brother, that's someone's son. Like, let's stop letting stress put us in situations we can't maneuver out of. Or we have to become dependent on psych meds and all this extra. Or we just got to throw you to the side because you're worthless and no good to our cause. A lot of y'all is going down that road. But I didn't talk y'all ears off enough. I got to get to work. I'm going to come back with it and hopefully we can have a discussion or something. Whatever the case, I appreciate those who come. I appreciate those who catch this later. Always share and subscribe because, like I said, I'm doing something new, man. I'm tired of the the falseness, the fakeness. It's time like we be real, and y'all get a real, grasp on things from a real dude who ain't about the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Gonna give it to you raw and uncut. Because some people just don't have the necessary tools to save themselves. But like, I'm hoping what I say could spark a mind, and you know what I'm saying, get them to do better or see better, and you know what I'm saying, motivate them to push this message, so we can be all that which we want. You know, we could be all that which we want to see, whether it be a reflection in something like a mirror or is it through the eyes of others. Because once